Choose a term that has the same or similar meaning to the bold word. The statement was corroborated. A. Denied. B. Confirmed. C. Challenged. D. Negated. What is the primary purpose of the Miranda warning given by state troopers when arresting a suspect? A. To intimidate the suspect. B. To inform the suspect of their rights. C. To interrogate the suspect immediately. D. To pressure the suspect to confess. When state troopers are called to a domestic violence situation, what should be their primary concern? A. Intervening immediately to separate individuals. B. Preserving the relationship between the parties. C. Determining who initiated the altercation. D. Ensuring the safety of all involved parties. What is the purpose of a state trooper conducting a search incident to arrest? A. To intimidate the arrestee. B. To find weapons and prevent escape. C. To collect evidence of unrelated crimes. D. To increase the duration of the arrest process. What is the primary goal of state troopers when responding to a domestic disturbance call? A. To separate family members and arrest individuals. B. To mediate and resolve the conflict immediately. C. To collect evidence for future legal proceedings. D. To ensure the safety of all individuals involved. What is the primary purpose of state troopers conducting a vehicle pursuit? A. To engage in high-speed chases for entertainment. B. To apprehend suspects who have committed minor offenses. C. To capture suspects who pose a danger to the public. D. To increase the number of pursuits for statistical reporting. Choose a term that has the same or similar meaning to the bold word. Ambiguous inquiries. A. Difficult. B. Simple. C. Vague. D. Meaningless. Select the word or phrase that most closely describes the bold word's meaning. The police spokesperson is responsible for articulating the department's philosophy. A. Refine. B. Trust. C. Express. D. Verify. During a traffic stop, what information should a state trooper generally request from the driver? A. Their favorite color. B. Social security number. C. Driver's license, vehicle registration, and insurance. D. Names of all their relatives. What is the primary purpose of the plain field doctrine for state troopers? A. To allow troopers to touch evidence without cause. B. To prevent troopers from using their sense of touch. C. To allow troopers to seize evidence felt during a lawful encounter. D. To prohibit troopers from using their intuition during searches. What is the purpose of state troopers conducting a lineup during a criminal investigation? A. To humiliate the suspect. B. To gather evidence of guilt. C. To identify witnesses. D. To have a suspect confess. What is the primary purpose of state troopers using the National Crime Information Center database? A. To access personal information of individuals for personal use. B. To track troopers' own criminal records. C. To gather data on individuals for surveillance purposes. D. To access law enforcement information for investigations and operations. In the sentence, choose the word that best explains the bold word's meaning. No remorse was shown by the unrepentant criminal. A. Regret. B. Sympathy. C. Complacency. D. Reward. What is the purpose of the chain of custody for evidence handled by state troopers? A. To showcase troopers' organizational skills. B. To prevent tampering or contamination of evidence. C. To keep evidence hidden from legal proceedings. D. To avoid paperwork and documentation. What does the term use of force continuum refer to in the context of state trooper training? A. A schedule for breaks during a shift. B. A list of prohibited weapons. C. A systematic escalation of force options. D. An outline allocations for training. What is the purpose of the plain view doctrine for state troopers? A. To allow troopers to search vehicles without cause. B. To prevent troopers from using their sense of sight. C. To allow troopers to seize evidence in plain view during a lawful encounter. D. To prohibit troopers from using their intuition during investigations. What is the primary goal of state troopers when conducting an interview with a witness at a crime scene? A. To intimidate the witness and extract a confession. B. To gather as much information as possible regardless of its accuracy. C. To encourage the witness to provide a detailed and accurate account. D. To avoid asking any questions that might be leading. What is the primary purpose of state troopers conducting undercover operations related to narcotics trafficking? A. To entrap individuals and increase arrests. B. To promote drug use for surveillance purposes. C. To gather intelligence and gather evidence against suspects. D. To plant evidence on innocent individuals. During a DUI traffic stop, a state trooper may use a field sobriety test to A. Inconvenience the driver. B. Quickly complete the stop. C. Determine the driver's shoe size. D. Assess the driver's impairment level. What is the primary purpose of the Miranda rights given by state troopers to a suspect in custody? A. To inform the suspect of their charges. B. To intimidate the suspect into confessing. C. To ensure that the suspect knows their rights. D. To allow the suspect to leave the scene. What is the purpose of the use of force continuum in state trooper training? A. To encourage the use of excessive force. B. To prevent troopers from using any force. C. To provide guidelines for using force in all situations. D. To outline a range of force options based on the level of resistance. What is the primary goal of state troopers when responding to a protest or demonstration? A. To suppress free speech. B. To make as many arrests as possible. C. To maintain public safety and protect the First Amendment rights. D. To engage in confrontations with protesters. What is the primary purpose of state troopers conducting a no-knock search warrant? A. To catch suspects by surprise. B. To expedite the search process. C. To bypass the requirement for a search warrant. D. To prevent the destruction of evidence or officer danger. His desire to donate enormous sums of money to beneficial causes exemplified his A. Loyalty. B. Honesty. C. Altruism. D. Selfishness. Select the option that correctly employs verb tense. A. When I cried, I always got what I want. B. When I cried, I always get what I want. C. When I cry, I always get what I want. D. When I cry, I always got what I want. What is the purpose of a state trooper conducting a pat-down search during a stop? A. To find evidence of a crime. B. To humiliate the individual. C. To confiscate personal belongings. D. To check for weapons that could pose a threat. What is the primary purpose of state troopers utilizing body-worn cameras? A. To record personal conversations. B. To gather evidence for personal use. C. To invade individuals' privacy. D. To capture objective and accurate recordings of interactions. What is the primary purpose of state troopers using K-9 units during law enforcement operations? A. To intimidate suspects and bystanders. B. To enhance their own physical presence. C. To assist in search and rescue operations. D. To detect drugs, explosive, or other contraband. When state troopers are called to a traffic accident scene, what is their primary responsibility? A. Issuing citations to the involved parties. B. Determining who is at fault for the accident. C. Providing medical treatment to injured individuals. D. Ensuring the safety of the scene and assisting those involved. Fill in the blanks with the word that best completes the sentence. Professor Ramon was a very man who was well known for his academic achievements. A. Illiterate. B. Stubborn. C. Disciplined. D. Erudite. When should a state trooper use their firearm as a last resort? A. Whenever they feel threatened. B. As soon as they arrive at a scene. C. Only when the backup is unavailable. D. When there is an imminent threat of serious harm or death. What is the purpose of state troopers conducting roadside inspections of commercial vehicles? A. To randomly delay commercial drivers. B. To generate revenue for the state. C. To disrupt the flow of traffic. D. To ensure compliance with safety regulations. What is the purpose of state troopers conducting roadside inspections of commercial vehicles? A. To randomly delay commercial drivers. B. To generate revenue for the state. C. To disrupt the flow of traffic. D. To ensure compliance with safety regulations. What is the primary goal of state troopers when conducting an interrogation? A. To coerce a confession from the suspect. B. To establish a friendly rapport with the suspect. C. To collect as much information as possible. D. To gather evidence and seek the truth while respecting rights. What is the primary purpose of state troopers conducting a search warrant at a residence? A. To seize any items they find. B. To collect evidence related to other unsolved cases. C. To intimidate the occupants. D. To locate and secure evidence relevant to a specific investigation. Choose the word that has the same or almost the same meaning as the bold word. A convivial company. A. Dull. B. Lively. C. Dreary. D. Tiresome. What is the purpose of a state trooper conducting surveillance during an investigation? A. To make the suspect aware of police presence. B. To gather evidence and intelligence discreetly. C. To intimidate witnesses. D. To catch up on paperwork. What should a state trooper do if they suspect a child in a vehicle is in danger due to extreme heat? A. Leave the scene immediately. B. Wait for emergency medical services. C. Break the window to rescue the child. D. Do nothing and observe the situation. What is the primary goal of state troopers when responding to a domestic disturbance call? A. To separate family members and arrest individuals. B. To mediate and resolve the conflict immediately. C. To collect evidence for future legal proceedings. D. To ensure the safety of all individuals involved. What is the purpose of state troopers providing security at public events? A. To intimidate attendees. B. To generate overtime pay. C. To control and restrict access to the event. D. To ensure the safety of event participants and attendees. When responding to a call for a potentially hazardous material spill, what is the priority for state troopers? A. Containing the hazardous material immediately. B. Waiting for the fire department to arrive. C. Taking photos for evidence collection. D. Ensuring public safety and minimizing exposure risks. What is the primary goal of state troopers when responding to a call involving a missing child? A. To locate and arrest the child's abductor. B. To immediately place the child in protective custody. C. To launch an investigation into the child's family. D. To locate and ensure the child's safety and well-being. What should state troopers do when encountering a crime scene with injured victims? A. Wait for backup before providing any assistance. B. Begin investigating the scene immediately. C. Call the victims' families before providing aid. D. Provide immediate medical assistance and request additional resources. What is the purpose of a sobriety checkpoint set up by state troopers? A. To increase traffic congestion. B. To generate revenue for the department. C. To randomly stop drivers for minor violations. D. To detect and deter impaired driving.